listening to the stream because of the delay. But yes, ready to go.
Yeah, that's kind of rough with the whole delay stuff, right? All right, let's get the stream, let's get the replay going. There we go. Stevie's on my lap, so there he goes. He just had some food again, so now he wants to come hang out on the lap. And he likes to smell the mic. I think he knows you guys are all there. Civ games. Take a sip of water for every just one more turn. Joke that gets mentioned, right? Hi. Oh, you've got knots. He's got a lot of knots we gotta try to work out. All right. Anyway, Lenin game, tier 8. You are middle tier. It's just 9s and 8s.
Yep.
Okay. Carriers, annoying. And there's a test sub on the enemy team. You've got a sub on your team as well, of course. Okay. All right. So you gotta deal with a sub. You gotta deal with a carrier.
Yeah, so initially you'll see that most of the team, or most of where I spawned, went out to the west side.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one likes going up middle. That's no man's land to start with.
On Land of Fire, I would agree with you. Don't mind me, I'm just working out one of Stevie's knots right now. There you go, Stevie. He's getting really good with me working out his knots. Wink. Yeah, I would definitely not sit in the middle. So that makes sense. And nice of you to ASW bomb an AFK teammate. I like to do that too. You never know, it might wake him up. Like I just got out of Stevie.
Usually a honking of the horn or a friendly fire shot will get the job done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you'll see I moved up aggressively to the island just to kind of surprise anyone that might be coming around. There's another ASW bombing.
Yep. And then you've got the Sejong now that shows up. If only he was still detected. He just disappeared right when you probably could have shot at him.
Yeah, I was kind of hot under the collar about that AFK Martel.
It's frustrating when people come in and then they don't show up and they don't play the game. But you never know. They could have disconnected or something.
Yep.
Buffalo. Okay, I would target the Buffalo here in Bravo. Just because, wow. Look at that knight I just got out of him.
Oh, he gets his.
I'm sure he does. Oof. Enemy sub dead in 2.5 minutes. More, just over that. All right, Stevie. He's starting to get a little annoyed from me picking apart his knots. So when he does, I'll stop. He also likes being squished, as Duckman would say. Now, Lenin, all the turrets are up front. The middle turret, the second turret, is a 360 degree. Otherwise, it takes a long time to switch from one side to the next. So generally, a lot of times you see Lenin just kind of sitting with the bow pointed towards the enemy so you can flip one way or another. But looks like you're moving into more of a kiting away position, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't turn very well, and it's got vulnerable broadsides, and its aft is extremely vulnerable. So I like to try to angle my armor as best as possible, even though there is a few vulnerabilities on the backside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into the bow in play, and you'll see. I'm pretty aggressive here.
Well, I see, and I like how you're moving now forward, and you're putting your guns to the left. And because of the fact that that number 2 turret is a 360, it's very easy to switch from one side of the ship to the next. Oh, look, a Wild Duncan appears. If you weren't messing around with ASW, you actually might have gotten a good shot on him. Still a decent hit. Cherbourg, you might have a shot on the Cherbourg at the B cap. Might. Could turn your guns to the right and look for that shot, but... Oh, God, your carrier just... What was your carrier doing there?
You know? As I put in my post, it could have gone either way. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ends, but...
Good. No spoilers, please.
Yep.
But it's already looking kind of rough for you.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You got the Sejong deep-water torps.
Yeah, and those terrify me.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I like the... you're waiting for him to shoot at you before you shoot back at him. 5 overpens. Go figure.
Overpins are OP.
Mm-hmm. Sejong, of course, the Pan-Asian light cruiser. It's got deep water torpedoes with reload booster, smoke, and pretty good HE/DPM. Nope, he's running away.
Yeah, and right here, at least in the replay on your stream, I wanted to go dark.
Mm-hmm.
But decided to go ahead and fire anyway. See if I could get a good shot on the Sejong, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
With those overpins that you mentioned a few minutes ago.
Yeah, there's about a 20-second delay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do like the DCP. I was going to comment on that too. Once you're behind cover, you might as well DCP. You don't have to, I suppose, because you've got a limited quantity of DCPs available with the Russian battleships. Are you running Kuznetsov?
No.
Really? I'm surprised.
Nope, not on this one.
It's a premium battleship.
I've
Why
got
aren't
it spec'd out for other ships.
Okay.
And I didn't want to change it. The spec that I have on this Lenin has worked for me for a very good long time, at least 2 years, and
Okay.
I kind of like it.
Well, obviously you go with what works for you. Rip the Sejong. And he torqued a... he torqued a Monarch. Oof. So at this point, there's no point in continuing to go back to A, right? You're going to look at the Richelieu at B?
Pretty much. I go from here and I start moving eastward. And can kind of hang around the B area, really. I do all my work from there.
Mm-hmm. I like that you didn't take the shot on the Richelieu right when he was about to take a torp. You know he's going to turn in, so you're not going to get much damage out of your AP shells. And it's better off for the enemy to not know you exist, right?
That's right.
Now Richelieu is showing broadside. See, now's when you open up. There you go. That's going to leave a mark. Not as much a mark as you wanted. RNG says, go F yourself.
That's right. RNG is not your friend.
We haven't seen the Buffalo in a long time. There he is. I was just about to mention, I might have actually turned to the right here and flipped my guns left. So that you're ready to cover him when he comes out from the southern part of the island. Looks like you're doing that, actually. Yep, you are. Very good, very good. Buffalo's coming out right now.
Yep, like I said earlier, he gets his.
Oh, he got his at least. And goodbye? Goodbye. Nice. And what that does is it also puts you in a position to shoot Richelieu's broadside if you slow down. I don't know if you want to, though.
Oh, I don't go above the middle of the map, I don't believe. Maybe once toward the end.
No, but I mean, if you slow down here and the Richelieu kept going straight, he's turning now. You might have had the opportunity to slow down and kind of reverse, but you're showing broadside to the Richelieu, so I think you're doing better just continuing to go forward. Fuzzwraith, hello. You guys notice that Stevie's been in my embrace this entire game? He's happy.
Looks like he's sound asleep.
He's actually fallen asleep. I've got a great video of him falling asleep on my arm while I'm playing on my laptop. He's actually like snores real loudly too. It's very cute. That's right, Evil Tree Sock. Oof, rip the Richelieu. All right, well, you are up on 2 shifts. You're down on cap points, though.
Yeah, they had the caps on us for a long time during this match. And it was only toward the very end did we actually get the mid cap.
It looks like you're continuing to focus on the North Carolina. He never shows, so then you switch to FDG, is that right?
Yes, if I remember correctly. This was probably about 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Yeah. It's always hard to remember every game, yeah.
Yeah, the North Carolina kind of disappeared, kind of disengaged, and the FDG was coming in aggressively on our southern flank, so I was moving to counter him at this point.
It's the right pick. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't want our Azuma going down or our Seattle. I'm not going to spoil it.
Well, you got the kill in the FDG, which hopefully gives the Azuma a chance to heal, but he turned in and now he's kind of stuck where the Harlem's just going to keep shooting him. So that's an oof.
And then the Seattle eventually goes down. Oh, there he goes.
Harlem making a hard turn. Cruiser loser turn. Shoot! There you go. I'd flip my guns to the right and turn hard left now, so you can angle the North Carolina in case he shoots you. It's like you're listening to me. This is great.
I think I've got about 400 battles in this thing.
Yeah, it's a fun ship. It's a very comfortable ship.
It's one of my favorites. Like Patton said, you can do some numbskull stuff in this ship and get away with it, and it really doesn't. It's very forgiving.
And with the Citadel hit, there goes the North Carolina. DCP here. You're behind the island. Nobody's going to shoot you for a while, unless Dutch airstrike, I suppose. But
yeah,
this is a case.
One of my worries here.
Yeah, it's a case where I might
coming in.
DCP the first, just because you've got plenty of DCPs available still.
Yeah.
If you're running Kuznetsov, absolutely DCP. Oh, Lexington. Oh. Changes things a little bit, seeing Lexington that close to you. Here comes the airplanes.
Yeah, that carrier started to harass me specifically a lot during this battle.
Well, so that tells you that you're the closest target to that Lexington. So that would make me think the Lexington has moved to Foxtrot 9, for example, or even farther south of that, Golf 9. Kid is an A. Only weakness of the Lenin. What, the limited DCPs? Oh,
limited
Harlem.
DCPs kind of suck for all Russian ships, but
sure.
Yes.
It's a balancing factor. As you just balance the Harlem.
You got a fire on me and it just burns and burns and burns.
So the Harlem, I'm surprised that he decided to show you broadside like that. I mean, he could have easily just turned towards the Lex and he'd be okay. Oh, look. Speaking of the Lex. Aircraft is the only weakness. Gotcha.
Yeah, Patton's not wrong there. If
Hmm.
this were a tier 10 and a tier 10 carrier, I would have been suffering a lot.
Yep. So this is, so you've got a choice. Your choice is, do you go for the Kid or do you go for the Lexington?
Well, at this point, I was looking at the points. Um,
Yeah.
Plus, you see where our Oland is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had to get rid of that carrier because he was a continual threat.
Yep.
So and the Kid, uh, we have a Minnesota over there and Iowa somewhere over there. Um, but the Kid does good work, you know.
Sure.
Um, but that carrier, you can see him for miles. He poses a bigger threat, at least to me,
Well,
uh, and the Oland at least.
I'm surprised you didn't shoot. You finally shot, but I think it took too long. And you're going to miss a lot of your shells. Yep. You had a good opportunity, but you moved out of it. I think you were worried about the torp bombers, but like you had that salvo locked in place, it seemed. Fortunately for you, he's going to give you another shot right here. Goodbye, Lex. 6 kills for you.
Yes, sir.
You can try to slow down here to stay in the cap, but I don't know if that's necessary. Looks like you're okay. Now, despite all this, the enemy is still winning simply because of the fact they've had these caps for so long.
Yes.
Oland is about to get the C cap. Minnesota is about to go into A. Oh, hello, Kid. Fortunately for Minnesota, the Kid only has 1 torpedo rack.
Yeah, that was his saving grace. Otherwise, the Kid may have done more damage.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Minnesota, he's turning towards the Kid. If I was the Minnesota, I'd just keep going into the A cap. What's he going to do at that point? You know, stop the enemy point gain, try to get the cap. There he goes. Well, Kid is out of his smoke. He's detecting you.
Yeah, and at this point, I start getting worried that Minnesota's going to die, and we're just going to lose because of the point swing. You know.
Well, you think about your lose condition, and that lose condition is you dying, which you're quite low, so that's a possibility if you take 2 torpedoes. Next would be Minnesota dying. He'd have to kill both at once. That's tough.
Yeah.
Your Iowa is very healthy, so you could equally just stop and reverse and let the Iowa take the lead.
And you'll see, at least on the stream that I'm watching, and I know I'm 20 seconds behind, I start telling everyone, just run. Just run. We'll get it on points.
Mm-hmm.
Just run. No one else can die.
Yeah,
and I make
that doesn't...
hard hairpin turn southward just to avoid any possibility of torps.
I'm amazed you were able to make that turn, dude. That was tight.
Yeah, I came to my senses after a few seconds, and I was like, you know what? Don't chase DDs with a BB.
Yeah. Now you're telling everybody just to get back. Now, if this is a ranked battle, you realize your team would have just YOLO'd in and all died, right?
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't play ranked.
Win harder. Okay, Stevie. Stevie had enough cuddles.
And you see when I get pretty close to that island, he's still spotting me. So I know he's due north of me. And I start pinging the map in that neighborhood. But our submarines moving in, our destroyers moving in, and both of those could shift the points. temporarily, if nothing else, in
Right.
their favor. And then of course he beaches right here.
Yeah. I mean, oops. Let's see. Did I download? I did not download the render. All right, that's downloading right now.
Do you need the after action screen?
No need. I mean, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it was close to 3,200 base.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, game or internet. 28 seconds left. Jeez. All right.
Well, thanks for covering it, Zath. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. There's really not much to gain from the render anyway. So, I mean, I think you did a nice job of recognizing your threats and turning accordingly. And I gotta say, like, it's funny because I made a comment and it's like you were listening to me because you made you did what I commented on like 10 or 20 seconds later. So, GG, man. That was good.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was one of those games where you're behind the entire time, and the enemy just does stupid stuff, exposes broadsides, cuts in front of a Lenin full broadside carrier, stuff like that that just turns that tide, and we ended up pulling it out. Thank God.
Yeah, so I got the replay render going now.
Gotcha.
So we can take a look at it, but you're right. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
it just the enemy's like, we're winning. Let's lose this now. I mean, they
Yeah,
killed your
let's all
carrier
rush in.
so early.
Yeah, they did. That was a big disadvantage.
I'm really surprised you guys were able to come back from that.
Well,
And
we had a
Joe,
few smart players on our team, so not all of them, just a few.
Johan DeWitt was also like suicidal. That's a very, very risky position early on. Now it did help that the enemy sub died right away. Yeah, Johan put himself in a really bad position. He's just getting pummeled by
Yeah.
it looks like 3 ships, maybe 4.
Yeah, he sat there broadside for a little bit. Then he nosed into a position he's not prepared to bow tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a bad situation for him.
And I also like that you didn't just keep pushing from A. You looked for the next tactical position to put yourself into. And it didn't help that the enemy buffalo wanted just to let you kill him. I mean, if you didn't kill him,
I
the
was very
Iowa would.
thankful.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very thankful he allowed that.
I don't know why the Izumo curled north at that spot there. Just got him. That's what killed him, because he couldn't really get out of the Harlem's fire afterwards. But you whacked the North Carolina. Oh, that was the
Yeah,
Olin
eventually he
that.
got his.
Yeah, it's the Olin that took out the Duncan. That's interesting. He got real low because of that. Now the Harlem went to almost the exact same position as the Johann de Wael, and I mean Harlem got punished for it.
Yeah, I think he was probably going too fast to make that turn into the gap. So he
Mm-hmm.
was forced to put himself in a bad situation, in a bad spot, because it's either turn bow in and he's going to lose because of superstructure overmatch and such, or he could just take chances on overpins and just
Yep.
go broadside.
Right.
And with me and the Iowa firing on him, he didn't have much of a chance.
No. Now, if that Minnesota hadn't been there to stop the cap, it might have been a much closer game. But
Yeah.
even then, I don't know. At this point, there's what, 5 of you left? Yeah, versus 1.
Yeah. And we were still losing pretty badly.
You were. We have a lead change, and just like that, the kid dies. So, nice game, man.
Yeah, appreciate you covering it, man.
Anytime, man. Thanks again for the support, and it was great to meet you. And looking forward to future opportunities to hang out.
Yep. Next meetup, I'll be there.
Sounds good. I'll do my best to be there too, whenever that is or wherever that is. We'll find out.